So we come into that comfortable seated position. If you don't have a block, maybe you have a blanket, or if you have something like a pillow, a bolster you can sit on, that's always really comforting so that you can release and lower the hips down. Begin your playlist whenever you're ready. Begin by drawing a full breath in through your nose. And as you exhale, open mouth sigh, let that breath go. Another full belly breath in through your nose, shoulders away from the ears, hips relaxing. Breath releasing. And that next cleansing breath in through your nose. Low abdomen expands, and as we exhale, we release that breath. Go ahead and take your tongue, lick the lips, seal them to one another, and then begin breathing in and out of your nose. As you begin that breath work entering through the nostrils and out of your nostrils, you'll take your tongue if your energy feels good today, and you'll gently press it to the roof of the mouth. You'll create this channel for your breath, or prana, meaning our breath flow, to enter and release from. There's that soft constriction in the back of the throat, allowing you to create that oceanic sound or that fogging up of a mirror. So you begin that oceanic breath entering through the nostrils, releasing it from the nose. Maybe you begin to feel a sense of release. Maybe you even begin to feel a sense of lightness. Lightness meaning you're letting go of anything that's heavy, that's weighing on your heart, that's been pondering your mind, that no longer serves your higher purpose. Your higher purpose is intended and meant to be something that truly brings you a gift of hope, of joy, of love, of living life to the fullest benefit. And as you let this breath enter and release, maybe you begin to smile and reflect on a memory or reflect on where you're at in this moment with gratitude. And as you find that gratitude in your heart, begin to set that intention for our practice this morning. Gratitude is where you'd like to go. Use that word. If peace is what you feel that you need, take that word instead. If strength is where your heart is residing, and allow yourself to feel strong. Whatever it is for you, as you draw your next breath in, draw it in fully, letting the abdomen grow nice and big and round. And as we exhale, we'll open mouth sigh, let that breath go. On our next breath in, we'll either keep our eyes closed or you can flutter your eyes open, and we'll inhale, sweep those arms up towards the sky, allowing our palms to kiss as our shoulders relax away from our ears and as we bring our hands into prayer and at our heart space. Take your time as you inhale and shrug the shoulders up towards the ear. Feel that tension release as you exhale and relax the shoulders away from your ears. On your next breath in, circle sweep those arms back up towards the sky. And as we exhale, we'll go ahead and pull the heads of our elbows down, allowing the muscles to wrap around our ribs, getting that length and gaining that strength. And then inhale, we'll extend our arms up towards the sky. On our exhale, we'll release that right hand to the right side, extend the left fingertips towards that right edge. If you lift at the left hip, drop that left hip down, walk your right hand closer towards your body. Take a full breath in here, maybe even tint the fingertips instead. And as you exhale, relax that left shoulder away from your ear, connect the ribs towards one another. You've got one more inhale here. And that exhale here. As you take your next breath in, leave the right fingertips or palm on the mat, extend and look up towards the sky, reach that left arm up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, tap the earth with that left hand to that right side. Inhale when you're ready to extend and lift up directly up towards the sky. Exhale, release and tap the fingertips towards the right side. Last time, inhale, lift up like a drape. And then exhale, release over towards that right side. On your next breath in, you're going to extend and lift that left arm up. Press into your right tips, extend and lift that right arm up as well. And then we'll exhale, pull the heads of the elbows down. On our next breath in, our arms reach up. And as we exhale, we'll extend the arms forward, taking the chin towards the chest, extending the chin towards the chest, pulling those elbows back. Inhale, scoop and lift up. Imagine water lifting up. Exhale, doming the spine, rounding the back, chin to the chest, elbows brush the side body and pull back. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, drop it back down. Beautiful job, everyone. On your next breath in, we'll extend and reach those arms up, palms pointing towards one another. And as we exhale, left hand to that left side, extending and reaching your fingertips towards that left edge. All those same little connections that you worked with on the opposite side, begin to engage there. Right hip down, shoulders away from the ears, active fingertips, or maybe soft fingertips for once. Breath in through the nose. Breath out of the nose, either keeping the left fingertips tinted into the mat or pressing the palm into the earth. We'll inhale, extend and look up, extending that right hand up towards the sky as the shoulder relaxes. On our exhale, we'll tap the earth with our fingertips towards that left side, and then inhale, drape it open. Use fluid movement like you're moving water, and then exhale, release and lower. Inhale, extend and reach up. Exhale last time, tap and release. And then inhale, extend and reach up towards the sky with your right arm. Press into your left fingers. Inhale, extend and lift the left fingertips up. On our exhale, heads of the elbows pull down. The heart is expanding, but the shoulder blades connect. Inhale, our arms reach up. On our exhale, bow your arms forward. Pull the elbow heads in towards your side body. Take your chin towards your chest. Inhale, reach forward, lift and scoop up, almost like you're lifting your heart. And then exhale, rounding the spine, elbows pull towards the side body. Last time, we'll inhale, reach up, heart opening. Exhale, bow it down, rounding the spine, chin to the chest. And then inhale, we'll extend and reach those arms up. Palms will kiss, and we'll exhale, bring our hands into prayer and at our heart space. Release your hands down to your thighs. If you need to remove your block, your bolster, or whatever you have, go for it. But switch the direction that you have your legs crossed now. So as you switch that direction, peel the love or the flesh from underneath the bottom. Allow yourself to ground down once more through your sits bones. On your next breath in, circle sweep those arms up towards the sky. And as we exhale, we're going to bend our elbows and bring our fingertips towards our shoulders. As we bring those fingertips towards our shoulders, we'll take that right elbow forward, left elbow forward, back and forth, gaining mobility through the vertebrae as well as releasing the shoulders. If this is difficult for you, let your circles be softer instead. But if you can really dive in deeper using your core. And then pause, and when you're ready, you'll take it the opposite way. Right shoulder rolls back, left shoulder rolls back. So taking those shoulder heads back, feeling that length, breathing in through the nose. Letting that breath go from the nose. We'll pause in the center. As we pause in the center, we'll inhale, extend, and only reach that left arm up towards the sky. And we'll exhale, cross the left hand towards that right thigh. Expand the heart as we look over the shoulder, lifting up nice and tall. If you'd like to release your fingertips away from your shoulders down to the mat, go ahead and take the right hand behind you. Otherwise, keep your hand on the shoulder and maybe lift the elbow head up or keep that elbow head back. Take another breath in here. Let that breath go wherever you're at. Inhale, extend that right arm up towards the sky. Take your gaze and your shoulder towards that top left corner and reach the right fingertips towards that top left corner. Allow yourself to look down at the knee and then maybe spin the gaze up, looking up towards the sky. But just be careful with your side body. A full breath in here. And a full breath out here. On our next breath in, extending the heart up, reaching that right arm up. Exhale, we cross it over towards that left side. Lift the thighs up, sit down through your sits bones, drop your shoulders away from your ears, and then exhale, dome your spine, catted back, chin to the chest. Inhale, lift the heart, pull the elbows out to the left and to the right. Exhale, doming the spine, catting it back. Inhale, lifting the heart forward, elbows to the east and to the west. Last time we dome back. And then inhale, last time we rise up. Keep your arms in this X. Extend them towards the front. Palms are down. Bringing your your right bicep closer towards that left side. Either wrap those arms around yourself, dropping the shoulders away from the ears, pulling the elbow heads forward, or take eagle arms if you prefer, whichever feels best for you. Draw a breath in. Forearms reach forward, fingertips lift up. Don't crunch the fingers if at all possible. And then as we exhale, we either pull the elbows into our belly or we bring that frame down towards the ground. Inhale, we'll lift it up. Find fluid movement. Exhale, we'll bow it down. Inhale, we lift it up. Exhale, we release and bow down. On our next inhale, we extend and reach up, regardless if your hands are on your shoulders or in eagle arms. Release those arms, circle, sweep them up towards the sky. And as we exhale, we'll pull the heads of the elbows down, lifting our chest up. On our inhale, the arms reach up. When you're ready, exhale, bring the fingertips towards your shoulders. Take a breath in, let that breath go. And then on that inhale, extend and lift that right arm up, cross that right hand to your left side. Breathe in through your nose, adjust your body, and then exhale. Look over towards this left side, either keeping that elbow out, lifting the elbow head up, or releasing your fingertips to the back end of your mat. Navel is strong, so it's firmly gripping towards the spine, but you haven't concaved your abdomen. Take a breath in here. Let that breath go here. One more breath in and that breath out. On your next inhale, keeping that right hand where it's at. Inhale, we extend and lift the left arm up. The shoulder relaxes away from our ears. We turn to look towards our right knee, and then we'll exhale. Lean the body, lean the fingertips towards this right top corner. And it may be somewhat a little higher for you today. It might be lower for you. It depends on your side body. Those quads, the QLs, those are responsible for this bending movement on our side body. So if they're really tight, just let yourself work the hip down. Full belly breath in here. Full belly breath out. Last one, breathe in actively, breathe out, and then inhale, extend and lift your left arm up towards the sky. Cross this left hand over towards your right side. As you do this, drop the chin towards the chest. Lift those thighs up if you'd like, rounding your spine, catting it back. Inhale, pull your elbows out to the left and to the right, and lift your chest forward. Exhale, take it back. Feel the navel connect. Inhale, lift it up. Breathe in, and then exhale, breathe out. Last time we go back. And then inhale, we rise up. As we rise up, arms extend forward. Cross this left arm a little higher towards your bicep. Drop the shoulder heads down. Either wrap your arms in eagle arms or that bear hug. Either or, neither is incorrect. It's where you're at. Breathe in. Shoulders reaching forward, forearms reaching forward. Inhale, tilt the fingertips up or the elbows. And then exhale, bow it down. Inhale, you lift up. Exhale, you release it down. Feel your back expand as the breath enters your body. So inhale, begin to rise up. And then exhale, begin to release down. On our next breath in, we all lift up. And as we lift up, releasing those arms up towards the sky. And as we exhale, heads of the elbows pull down. On our next breath in, those arms reach up. And as we exhale, bowing those arms towards our sides, taking our chin towards our chest, pointing the elbow heads back. 2 more scoops. Inhale, we lift up. Exhale, we pull it in. Think of water treading. Inhale, we lift up. And exhale, we pull in. If you're familiar with the moon, then the moon, you know, is responsible for that gravitational pull of water. So inhale, arms up, palms together, hands at prayer and at our heart space. Take a moment here for yourself. Relax the shoulders, breathe in, wiggle, whatever it may be. And then when you're ready, go ahead and hands release to the sides and come on your hands and knees. As you come onto your hands and knees, we're going to begin to wiggle our hips right side to left side. As we wiggle those hips from the right side of the room to the left side of the room, hopefully all of your body is starting to feel a little bit more mellow, more fluid. Just think of yourself in a pool of water. Maybe it's light on the body and it's very mobile. Take a full breath in. Let that breath go. Find stillness here, taking your toes together, bringing those knees out wide, tops of the feet onto the mat. Slip the hips back, wiggle the body a little bit, and bow your chest down as you come into child's pose. As you find your way in this child's pose, breath in, shoulders away from the ears. And as you exhale, drop the belly down, let your forehead rest on the mat, or stack your hands or stack your fist, and then rest your forehead down on the ground. Breathe in through your nose, and if you'd like, take your temple from the right side of the mat to the left side of the mat, releasing any tension that you may be holding in the jaw, that you may be holding anywhere on the features of your face. Soften all those muscles, all that area. Maybe even take a big O with the mouth, and then release that breath. When you're ready, if your arms are bent, extend those arms forward. Breathing in, we all rise up back into our tabletop, stacking on all fours, shoulders in line with our wrists, hips in line with our knees, curling those toes under. We'll exhale, stretch the bottom of our feet. As we stretch the bottom of our feet, we'll inhale, look forward, taking a little simulated cow pose. And as we exhale, we press the doming of the spine towards the back. Inhale, cow pose, bend those elbows, keep your hips towards your heels. Exhale, rounding that spine, catting it back. And once more, inhale, that simulated cow pose, elbows bend, and they're parallel to the mat, so then it's splayed out. And then exhale, doming your spine, catting it back. On our next breath in, we shift the weight of the body forward, lift our feet off the mat, and give mobility to our ankles as we twirl them in each direction. Go ahead and tuck the right toes under, bring those knees together. As you tuck the right toes under, inhale, that left leg is going to go out. As our left leg goes out, your modification is extending the arm forward for more difficulty and more challenge. Otherwise, leave your palm down. Take a breath in, strong core. And as we exhale, either bring the elbow and the knee in towards midline or just the knee. Inhale, reach long, soft bend of the elbows, looking forward. Exhale, curl it all back in. Inhale, extending nice and long. Exhale, pulling it all back in. And then inhale, last time we extend long. If you have your right arm forward, drop that right palm down. Step your left foot over towards the right edge. Squeeze your thighs nice and tight. And exhale, look over your right shoulder, pressing that left hip to the left side. Breathe in, pull the shoulders away from your ears, reach to the crown of your head. Breathe out here. On your next breath in, take the gaze towards the top of the mat. Slide your left foot directly behind you. Hook your right toes to the right edge. Anchor yourself through your right palm and then inhale, extend and drag that left arm up towards the sky. As that left arm reaches up towards the sky, trace 3 big circles, maybe clockwise and then maybe counterclockwise, gaining that mobility through your body. Fluid inhales, fluid exhales. If you haven't already switched direction, switch that direction. If you need to bend the elbow, bend the elbow. Go ahead and pause as you inhale, that arm reaches up. And as you exhale, the heads of the elbows pull towards this left hip, or at least the left one does. And then inhale, the arm reaches up. Find your stable position, lift and float if you'd like, that left leg off the ground, curling the heel towards the body. Reach back, grab your ankle, send your kneecap away. And even if you're not hooking, you can curl the heel, you can place your hand on your hip, or you can place your hand on that quad, the front portion of your leg, and allow yourself that length through the kneecap. So there's different ways you can modify this for your body's needs. Take a full breath in here. Let that breath go. On your next breath in, release, extending the arm and the leg, dropping your left leg down, spinning your hand down to the ground, rotating your hips back to center. Lift that left leg up a few circles in each direction, and then that knee returns to the earth. As that knee returns to the earth, wiggle those hips right side to left side. Now we're going to take 3 rounds of traditional cat-cows. Unless you love those roller coaster ones, then go for it. Otherwise, inhale, tucking the toes, belly down, retraction of the shoulders. Our heart guides us up. As we exhale, we press our feet into the mat. We allow our spine to reach up towards the sky. Inhale, give yourself permission to really breathe in deeply. And then to exhale, let it all go. You've got 1 more round. Inhale, cow pose, curling those toes, smiling, gazing up. And then exhale, releasing that breath, doming that spine. On your next breath in, find a neutral spine. Knees come together, tucking those right toes under. Inhale, that left leg extends out. You can modify by extending that left arm forward, sliding the right fingertips closer to the mat, or go ahead and leave that palm down. Breath in, strong, looking at the top of your mat. And as you exhale, take that right knee in towards your chest. Inhale, take it long. Make sure your leg is stable. Exhale, pull it in. Inhale, extend it long. Last time, exhale, we pull it in. And then inhale, we take it nice and long. Release the palm down to the mat if it's floating. Step this right foot over towards the left side. Squeeze the thighs and look over your shoulders. You send your right hip towards that right side. Breathe in, reach through the crown like you're peeking outside of a window. Let that breath go. Send the right hip even further towards the right side. Last inhale here. Last exhale here. And then inhale, take the gaze forward. Go ahead and slide this right foot directly behind you. Hook the left toes for side plank as you anchor your body and extend that right arm up. You've got those shoulder circles once more. So slide those shoulders, opening up the heart, 3 big ones. And then take it the opposite way. Again, you're moving fluidly. That breath is entering soft and vibrant through your body. On your next inhale, extend and lift the arm up towards the sky. If you want to lift and float the leg off the ground, go ahead and let yourself extend and lift that right leg off the mat. Curl the heel in towards the glute, whether you grab the ankle or not a big deal. Reach to the crown of the head, feel your strength. This glute on your right side is very active, even if you're bound. Take a breath in, let that breath go. One more breath in, and then let that breath go. When you're ready, release, extending the arm and the leg, dropping the blade of your foot down, rotating your shoulders to point down towards the mat, rotating the hips to point down towards the mat. Right leg floats off the ground, right knee bends out so that you can trace a few circles in each direction. Work your way back into tabletop, lifting your wrist if you need to, a few circles with that left one, a few circles with your right one. And then we'll go ahead and plant those palms down. Curl our toes under, lift your knees off the mat. Tilt your hips up into that inverted V for your downward facing dog. Begin to march or paddle your feet out back and forth. As you march and paddle your feet out back and forth, you're finding that elongation through your calves, through your hamstrings, so you're not forcing anything just yet. Draw a breath in here. Your head gets heavy as you exhale. Your shoulders pull away from your ears. And then visualize yourself still or find stillness and really let the weight of your head get heavy. If your heels are floating off the mat, wonderful. If your heels are anchored, wonderful as well. Both are correct as long as you feel comfy. On your next breath in, we'll lift our heels up. We'll bend those knees generously. We'll look to the top of our mat and either walk your feet forward or walk your feet back or walk your hands back to frame your feet. Either way, we exhale for a forward fold. We'll inhale, lift up halfway, a flat back, generous bent knees. Exhale, melt it all the way back down. Separating your feet hip width distance apart or maybe even greater. Take ragdoll as you bend the knees, grab the elbows, hook the thumbs if you'd like on that crease between your forearm and your bicep and rock your body if you'd like, either from the right side of the mat to the left side of the mat, or maybe back and forth, or maybe like a little figure eight, whatever feels good for you. Breath in through the nose, breath out of the nose. One more breath in and breath out. Coming back to center, let your fingertips release to the ground or at least down. Heel toe your feet back towards one another. Bend your knees, and as you inhale, roll your spine all the way nice and tall. If you want to sweep the arms out to the sides, that's perfectly fine, or keep them where they're at. But if you'd like, arms up. Exhale, palms kiss, hands into prayer and at our heart space. As our hands come into prayer and at heart space, we take a moment here to find our grounding, to solidify your stance into the earth, to become a vessel of it. Breath in through the nose, breath out of the nose. On our next inhale, circle sweep those arms back up towards the sky. And as we exhale, the ribs knit towards one another, and we'll pull the heads of our elbows down, lifting our heart up high. Inhale, those arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Bend those knees, palms down to the mat. We'll step back with our right foot and release our right knee down to the mat. Top of that right foot on the earth, and then inhale, we begin to lift and rise up, extending those arms up towards the sky. On our exhale, we'll pull the heads of the elbows down, feel our heart lift up. We wrap that left hip back, we wrap that right hip forward. On our inhale, we reach up, and as we exhale, we're going to take a little bow. So you're bowing those arms forward, you're bowing your chest down, you're sending your fingertips back, and then your inhale, uplifting yourself all the way back up. Two more. Exhale, bow it down. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, last time we bow it down. And inhale, last time we lift it up. As we lift up, we'll exhale, bring your hands to that left quad. Look over your left shoulder, and as you look over that left shoulder, maybe lean your body forward as you wrap this left hip back. You can even bring your left hand to your left hip if you prefer for a deeper sensation. Breathe in through your nose. Breathe out of your nose. Only when you're ready, turn your gaze back towards the front. Arms reach up towards the sky. And as we exhale, our hands come down to frame that front foot. Take your time here. We are taking what is known as half split. So when you take half split, your fingertips might need to lift off the mat, or maybe your peace fingers anchor and you walk yourself back. Straighten that left leg. Some people like to stay elevated. This is definitely a place you can stay. Some people like to slide their heel back and rest their hips or their tail on that right heel. It's up to you. Neither is incorrect. We are getting length for our hamstring regardless. Wherever you're at, an inhale as the shoulders pull back and our heart lifts up, and an exhale as we fold the heart forward. Decide where you want to be, and if you went back and it was too far, or you're up and it's too much, bend the knee instead. Take another breath in. Let that breath go. Take another full breath in, and you let that breath go. Now, if you happen to be lifted up, I want you to slide. If you're back, stay back. If you're lifted up, slide your right foot out towards this left edge of the mat. Begin to slip the hips back. As you slip the hips back, now you're taking this left leg, crossing it over towards the right side. So you'll look something like this. There you go. Breathe in. Drop that left hip down. Relax the shoulders. Hands wrap around the knees. Take another breath in. Lift up. Exhale. Let that breath go. On your next breath in, taking this right hand, draping it around this left leg, you'll twist and look over towards your left side. Feel the length through the glute here. Feel yourself lifting up. Feel yourself anchoring as well. One more inhale and one last exhale. On your next breath in, turn that gaze back towards the front. As you turn that gaze towards the front, your fingertips are going to slide over towards your right side. As the fingertips come over towards that right side, lean the body towards the right, extend that left leg, take that left leg behind you. As that left leg comes behind you, grab the ankle, grab the heel, and gently twisting open towards now counter pose towards that right side. A breath in and a breath out. You can also release it here and just keep your palms down on the mat to the right side. Another breath in and that breath out. Last belly breath in. Last belly breath out. On your next inhale, if you're holding onto the leg, release, press through that right palm, extend this left leg forward, cross that ankle over. As you cross the ankle, we're back to our original position. From our original position, extend and straighten your left leg forward. Maybe your hands come to the right so that you're able to lift your hips up, returning yourself towards that low lunge. Placing that sole of your left foot down, send the right foot back, tucking the toes, lifting the knee. Take your time as you slide this left foot back for downward facing dog. March and paddle your feet out. Take a breath in here. Let that breath go here. On your next inhale, lifting the heels, rolling the spine forward, release to the knees. As we release to our knees, we'll pull the elbows in. We're strong. We are strong. We lower all the way down. As we lower all the way down, our fingertips slide out to the edges of our mat or beyond. Our palms are anchored. Our arms look like little spider legs. And if our back is tender, we take those legs wide, otherwise knees narrow. Inhale, we lift it all the way up or halfway up or maybe a centimeter up. And then exhale, we lower our frame down. Two more. We'll inhale, lift up. But this time, the right shoulder goes down to the middle of our mat and we look over to the left. Inhale, lift it up, diving into the pecs. As we exhale, that left shoulder goes down, our erectors are releasing. And then inhale, we lift it back up. On our exhale, we release the body back down. Lift your hands off the mat. Maybe allow your hands to do a couple little stars back and forth to bring fluidity into the wrists. And then bring those palms next to your body. Pull your elbows in. Bring the thighs together, tucking the toes on your knees, plank pose. 2 feet on the back of the mat. And the knees out narrow as we exhale into that child's pose. In that child's pose, rock or wiggle the body so that you can release your frame into comfort in between your thighs or maybe even on top of those thighs. Another full breath in, everyone. And that big release out. One more inhale here, and we'll release that breath out. On our next inhale, We begin to lift and rise up into our tabletop. And as we lift into that tabletop position, we'll tuck our toes under, knees off the mat, tilting the hips up. Exhale, downward facing dog. From that downward facing dog, inhale, lift the heels high, bend your knees generously, look forward, walk or step your feet in between your thumbs, or take your hands, walk them to the back of the mat. Exhale, once you reach to the forward fold, inhale, lift it up halfway. Exhale, release and lower down. Inhale, release and rise all the way up. Sweep those arms, and when you're ready, up towards the sky, palms will kiss, hands come into prayer and at our heart space. We draw a breath in. We let that breath go. We draw another breath in and let that breath go. On our next inhale, bend the knees, circle, sweep those arms up towards the sky. And as we exhale, ribs stay together as our elbows pull down. Inhale, those arms reach up, bend your knees, sweep those arms forward as you release the fingertips down to the mat. As the fingertips come down to the mat, step back with your left foot. Drop your left knee down to the mat. Only rise up once your body is stable as you come into that low lunge, arms all the way up. On our exhale, we release that breath. On our inhale, we extend the fingertips up. Exhale, heads of the elbows pull down. Hug your right hip towards the back. Send your left hip forward to wrap into neutralization. Inhale, our arms reach up. 3 of those waves. Exhale, bow it down. Inhale, scoop and lift up. Exhale, bow it down. Inhale, scoop and lift up. Thighs are magnetized. Last time, exhale, core is nice and firm. Inhale, we lift up. And as we exhale, bring both the right and that left palm onto that right quad. Shoulders drop down. Exhale, begin to look over this right shoulder. As we look over our right shoulder, our right hand can come to our hip, and we might find more comfort there. You can keep it softer and look forward. Breath in, breath out. One more breath in, and we let that breath go. On our next inhale, looking towards the front, our arms reach up towards the sky. And as we exhale, our hands frame that right foot. Take your time. You're coming into that half split. So either slide the hips back, stay elevated, or slip the hips all the way down. Regardless, we're going to all find each other at the same place. So no worries on what you decide to do. Do what feels appropriate in your body. And on this side, it might not be the exact same thing from right to left. Breath in, chest up. Breath out, chest down. Couple more. Inhaling through the nose. Finding that release through our hammy, through our QL. That's like a little part of our low back that sometimes wreaks havoc on our body. Last one, breath in. Breath out. If you're all the way to the back of the mat, already resting your glutes on this left heel, stay there. Everyone else, we inhale, lift up. As we lift up, we can slide our left foot out towards that right edge. Hands can come over towards this left side so that we have the support to lower our body down. Once we lower our body down, take this right leg, cross it over towards the left side. Release your right cheek down. That right cheek needs to lower down. You relax the shoulders. You let your blade of your left foot stay anchored into the mat. You take those arms around your right leg. Draw a breath in. Feel the hip relax. You're getting deep into the glute, deep into this IT band, possibly. 2 more inhales here. Let that breath go. One last breath in. And you let that breath go. Now you're going to drape this left arm around this right leg, and you'll inhale the breath and you'll exhale. Look over towards your right side. Your eyes can be closed. You can smile. There's no incorrect way for the features to be, with the exception of tight clenched jaws. So relax the jaw, maybe even a little wiggling of side to side or up and down. One more inhale here, lifting high through your crown and letting that breath go. We'll inhale, look towards the front. And as we look towards the front, we'll release our arms, bringing our left hand to the left side, sending the weight of our body to the left, including our right hand. Take that right leg, extend it out, curl the heel in towards your body. And if you want to grab the ankle, grab the ankle. And if you don't, let the legs just rest to the backside and counter twist as you release this right palm to this left side. If you're holding onto the ankle, that's perfectly fine too. So there's different places based on where you are. Breathe in through the nose. If the shoulders have creepy crawled up, Relax and roll them down. One more breath in and breath out. If you're holding onto the leg, gently release. If your knees were already down, pressing through your left palm, inhale, look forward. As you look forward, extend and straighten your leg out. Go ahead and slowly begin to cross that ankle once more. As we cross that ankle, we'll sit up tall. Breath in, breath out. Last time, breath in, breath out. If you need to slide the weight of the body back or you need to send your hands to that left edge of the mat, go for it. But we are extending our right leg once more. So if you're twisted to that left side, go ahead and do that. Walk your hands forward so that you can return to the sole of your right foot. Extend that left leg back. As that left leg goes back, breath in, breath out. Curling the back right toes, lifting that left knee off the mat, plant those palms down, slide your right foot back as you exhale into downward facing dog. Take a full belly breath in here. Let that breath go. One more inhale and let that breath go. On our next breath in, we'll lift our heels, we'll roll into plank, we'll release to those knees, we'll pull the elbows in and we'll lower all the way down. As we lower all the way down, hands stay close to our breastbone, our elbows pull in like we've tucked our angel wings and we sent the shoulders back. We'll lift our head up. Maybe it's 2 inches, maybe it's 5. Float the hands off the mat. Do your very best to not tuck your toes, but instead press the tops of the feet into the mat. One more inhale here, and then exhale, release, lower everything down. Curling the toes under, walk your knees towards one another, the elbows tuck in. You're on your knees for plank to wide-legged child's pose. Maybe this time in this wide-legged child's pose, you go ahead and bend those elbows and stack your hands or your fists so that you have a place to anchor your head if you'd like. Take a breath in here. Let that breath go. Take 2 more inhales here, maybe once more, massaging the space between those eyebrows, letting that breath go. Last breath in, last breath out. On our next inhale, we release, palms go forward, and we're on hands and knees once more. As we work our way into hands and knees, tucking those toes, lifting the hips, exhale into downward facing dog. On our inhale, lifting the heels, bending our knees, look forward, walk your feet towards your hands or vice versa, and exhale for a forward fold. Inhale, we'll lift up halfway. Exhale, we'll bow it all the way down. And then inhale, drag your body up nice and high. Feel tall. Use this length. Palms will kiss, and exhale, hands will come into prayer and at our heart space. We'll take a full breath in, our shoulders relax. We'll let that breath go fully. And then we'll release our hands down to our sides. Go ahead and wiggle the body. As you wiggle the body, let yourself notice what's going on. Are your shoulders more relaxed? Are your hips feeling a little more loose? Is your back tight or tender, or does it feel good now? Whatever it is, stabilize on both right and left foot. As we stabilize on both right and left foot, anchor through your left foot. As you anchor through that left foot, we're going to lift the right heel up. Taking our tree pose, we're going to slowly begin to turn that thigh out towards that right side. When you're ready, maybe once or twice, find your tree pose. If you kickstand this hip out towards this left side, draw it back in. Feel all that length, almost like you're getting your pants hemmed. You need that tall length so that they don't cut them too short. When you're ready, either leave the ball of the foot down on the mat or lift the sole of the foot up and press it into the calf portion of your leg. Not anywhere near this knee joint. There you go. If you want to extend those arms out, maybe a little wiggly side to side, almost like a little airplane, or those arms forward, or those hands cupped in front of you, or those arms over your head, whatever feels right for you. There can be any movement that you'd like. You're only here one more breath in. Beautiful, nice work, everyone. And we're letting our breath go. Our hands come down to our hips. We gently guide this right knee back into neutral position as we step it down. Give your left leg a little bit of love as you lift the ankle, and maybe even allow your foot to step out or forward, whatever you need. Opposite side, stabilizing through our right foot. We look forward, we relax the shoulders, we lift that left heel off the ground, we stabilize our hip. Once you're ready, turn that knee out. Just a couple of times. You'll notice if your balance is off immediately, and then all on your breath and time, keep it open. Decide if you want to leave the heel towards the ankle or lift the sole of the foot and allow it to rest on that inner portion of your right leg. Once more, your tree, your branches, they get to flow. You get to be creative here. Sometimes with that full moon, you'll find yourself in a very creative state. Sometimes it's a chaotic state. But you know what? That's kind of part of life. So find where you can find steadiness, balance, and ease, and go there. Use the breath. Let that breath go. 2 more. Breath in. Find your focal point or that drishti. Draw the pelvic floor. Last time. And then we'll exhale, hands down to our sides. Release that left foot down. Lift the right ankle. A little bit of love for that ankle as we move it back and forth. If you moved away from your mat or to the wall because you needed that stability, perfectly fine. But now I invite you to come back to the top of your mat. As you work your way to the top of the mat, inhale, those arms reach up. Exhale, those elbows pull down. Inhale, those arms reach up, and exhale, we bow it forward, releasing our hands down to the earth. We'll step back with that left foot. We'll step back with that right foot. We'll tilt our hips up for downward facing dog, and then we'll lower those knees down to the mat. As we lower the knees down to the mat, we'll exhale, send the weight of the body back for child's pose. In that child's pose, we're only here as a transition. Draw a breath in. Let that breath go. And then as you take your next breath in, begin to lift and rise up. As we lift and rise up, we're going to work our hips down to the ground or our glutes down to the ground as we rotate and spin our body. As we spin our body forward, those legs are going to extend towards the top of your mat. As you extend those legs towards the top of your mat, go ahead and begin to bend those knees. As you bend those knees go out to the left and to the right, and you bring the soles of your feet together. If you want an active butterfly pose, I always tell you, you get to decide, do you want an active or more restorative? So active, pull the heels in closer towards your body. If you find yourself squinching up your shoulders, then that means you've gone too far. If you need a little bit more restorative today, send your toes out forward, whichever you prefer. Maybe it's right in the middle. Draw a breath in, tall spine, core is tight. And as we exhale, we'll bend our elbows and fold our heart forward. As you open up through the inner thighs, you may notice sensation out on the outside edges of your hips, and that can be very normal as long as it's not strenuous in the format of being pain, then you should be fine. But if you have any issues with your knees, then maybe for you, you stay lifted up tall. If you have any knee replacements, blown out a knee, or you're having tight tendons around your knees, then be more mindful and just keep it more restorative today. Draw a breath in. Let that breath go. Drawing that breath in, you'll let that breath go. Only when it feels comforting for you to rise up. Inhale, you begin to lift and rise up. Slide your hands out to the outside edges of your thighs. Bring those thighs together. The soles of your feet are now anchored into the mat. Your hands rest behind you. Slide the weight of the body back and bend the knees as you swish right side to left side. I almost like to do a little rocket motion because it releases my back a little bit more. So I'll kick my left foot to the right as I roll to the right. I'll kick my right foot to the left as I roll to the left. Not necessary if you don't want to do it, but I find it hits that little hip point, that attachment point that always is a little booger. So it might be the same thing for you. I know as women, we experience all kinds of things in our hips, carry those emotions there. They're stored for later on. Come back to center. As you return to center, let yourself hold onto the hamstrings as you anchor your body down to the mat and you bring those knees in towards your heart. Hands can rest on the knees, the shin bones, or wherever else you'd like. Rock your body from the right side of the room to the left side of the room. Close those eyes if you can. You're massaging that space on the pelvic, on the low back, on that low spine. Continue that movement back and forth. Take a breath in. Let that breath go. Come back to center. As you release this to center, we're going to take 3 rounds of bridge. If you prefer no bridge, then just lay right here. Let your hips settle, or maybe just let your legs lift up to the sky. Or if you're close to a wall, let your heels anchor on that wall instead. But when you're ready, palms down to your sides, aligning the knees with the ankles. You're not hyperextending, so there's no need to pull your calf tight to touch your glute. But when you're ready, you'll press through the palms, press through the soles of your feet, lift your hips up. You can take your hands, give your hips a little bit of a lift by taking the glutes up, sliding the shoulders in maybe half an inch to an inch. Palms can release or you can interlace them. There's lots of space between your chin and your chest. You're breathing in through your nose here. You're squeezing the pelvic floor muscle. And then we're going to exhale to release and lower our body down. Separate your feet if you'd like. Let your knees kiss, and then you can windshield wiper, or you can just lay still with your hand on your abdomen. Take a full breath here. Let that breath go. And then we'll set up for that second one. Palms to our sides, aligning the knees, the heels with our hip points. Breath in lifts us up. As we lift up once more, we can use our hands to assist our hips up. Don't overextend, but definitely let your body know it's okay, that it's safe, that you're protecting it. Breathe in through the nose. Breathe out of the nose. Last breath in. And then as we exhale, we lower the back down. Decompress that low spine once more. You can also tuck the knees into the chest if for any reason that's what feels the best for you. Last one, set up for that last bridge. Align the body, looking directly up towards the sky. Palms press into the earth. Inhale, hips lift up. You can use the hands or you can just use your strength, whichever you prefer. Crown away from the body, knees away from the body. It's almost like you're stretching yourself out. Breath in. And then on that exhale, we lower our body down. As your back comes down to the mat, decide what you need to do to release that low spine, stillness, or moving side to side. Only when you're ready and you find that comfort zone, heel toe your feet back towards one another. Pull that right knee in towards your chest. Pull that left knee in towards your chest. Give yourself a nice little hug. We'll take figure 4 when you decide it's time to lower the sole of your left foot down. Cross that right ankle over. Right hand through your triangle window, left hand through that outside hamstring or the outside edge of your left thigh. Wrap your hands like a little weaving of a basket around that hamstring. Only thing that I ask you here is to be mindful and protect your right knee. So if you would, please just flex the right toes. That's all I ever ask right here. Other options are you can slowly curl the heel in towards the glute, meaning your left leg. If this is already aggressive enough for you, maybe you need to let the sole of your left foot stay on the mat today. Some people like to use the wall, and I'm just going to turn around. And if I were to use the wall, I might need to be a little bit further away so that I can let this left foot rest on the wall, crossing my right ankle over to the opposite side. So this is very supportive. If I need a little bit more, I can shimmy my hips closer towards the wall. If I need less, I can pull away. But this allows my back to be comfortable on the ground. This allows my head, my neck, and shoulders to not have any stress put on them. So find what feels right for you. Go ahead and take a full breath in. Let that breath go. You've got 2 more. Inhale through the nose here. Letting that breath go. Final one. And you'll let that breath go. We'll also go ahead and release. So we release, extend, and float that right leg up towards the sky, a couple of ankle twirls. And if you were at the wall, then just slowly allow that leg to extend up. Go ahead and lower that right foot down to the ground. Left leg goes up, cross that left ankle over. If you need the wall, use that wall once more. If you prefer no wall, then that's perfectly fine as well. Lifting your foot, thread that needle, flexing the left toes. If your head is off the mat, let yourself grab a pillow, a blanket, support it. There's no need to place additional strain on the neck, the shoulders. We all carry that stress on those 2 areas. So if you can find a way to release and relieve, then go for it. That's better than being up here stressing and putting strain on your breath, strain on your body. Be gentle with yourself today. Feel the full effects of the breath being fluid. This oceanic pull, an ebb and flow. 2 more inhales where you're at. 1 last inhale where you're at. Releasing when you're ready or staying there longer if you'd like. As you lower the sole of the foot down, inhale, extend, and lift that left leg up towards the sky. A couple of little ankle twirls back and forth. And then as you exhale, draw that left knee in towards the body. Pull that right knee in or let it meet. And then once you're there, extend those legs up towards the ceiling. If you're close again to your couch, a chair, the wall, maybe you want to turn around and you want to use that wall as a prop, as a way to support the hips. So if you have that wall accessible or your couch, I like to place my legs, bending them on the couch, and that always feels really good. It just allows the hip points to release, gives our body that ability to decompress. We don't often get to take that time, so you've gifted yourself this time this morning. Take advantage of it. Enjoy the moment you're in. Enjoy the breath that you get to sip in today. You can sigh that breath out if you need a cleansing breath. Sometimes it feels really good just to be vocal with it as well. Maybe an ah or a whew. 2 more inhales here in this waterfall, whether you're at the wall or you're not supported. And last one. As we exhale, we'll pull the knees in towards our heart. We'll send those knees out towards our armpits. And if you can grab the blades of your feet, go for it. Otherwise, happy baby with your hands around the hamstrings instead. So you have that option. You can grab around the hamstrings, and that might be enough for you. And you might feel joyfulness as you wiggle your body, as you smile. Maybe you giggle a little bit. We don't get to play enough. And so this is your time, playtime. Self-care, playtime, rejuvenation time. If you're a happy baby, you like to take a little more playfulness, you're welcome to extend the legs out like a small V or a wide V or anything that feels good for you. And if you like to hold on to the blades of the feet or around the hamstrings, that's perfect as well. It's difficult for us to accept ourselves as we are, but it's also completely important to be okay with where we're at, to honor the space, the time, where we are. Just a couple more inhales here. Feel the tailbone drop down. Feel the body relaxing. And then when you're ready to release from happy baby, go ahead and release from happy baby, drawing the knees in towards the chest and then maybe lowering the soles of the feet down. Cactus or T those arms out to the left and to the right side. Maybe wiggle your body just a little bit so that you know you're going to roll over towards that right side. So if you need to lift the hip up, slide the right hip to that left edge and then exhale. Spin the entire body in fetal position to your right. With your left hand, trace a big halo over your head and slowly allow yourself to twist open in supine twist. As you come into that supine twist, know that the knees can be at a 90-degree angle. The knees can be at a greater than or less than. Nothing is incorrect, as always, as long as you feel good. If you can relax that right shoulder down and that left shoulder down, relax it. If it's a little too much for you, then you might want to bring your hands, instead of cactus arm, right and left hand to that left hip instead. That might feel a little bit more stabilizing in your brain. Or maybe just the right hand and then the left hand can go out. Breathe in through your nose and breathe out of your nose. The gaze can be over towards the left side. The gaze can be directly up towards your ceiling, even if your eyes are closed. 2 more inhales here. And only when you're ready, releasing and working your back down to the mat. As your back comes down to the mat, take your time as you windshield wiper those legs right side to left side. And then we'll switch it out. Cactus or T those arms, or maybe your hands stay on your abdomen. Lift the hips over towards the right edge if you need. And then exhale, drop those knees towards the left. Fetal position all the way over towards our left side. And then trace that rainbow, that halo over your head, your little crown. Again, arms can stay in cactus or T. Palms can come to that right hip for a little bit more softness through your shoulders and even through the low back. Hands can anchor on this right quad. Your eyes are closed. Your inhales are long. Your exhales are smooth. Just a couple more inhales through your nose here. And out of the nose if possible. Or if you need a cleansing breath, take the cleansing breath. Let it go. Your body's way of purging. Allowing new blood, fresh oxygen. Taking that last or final inhalation. You'll exhale, release, and let go. Allowing those arms to release if they're on your hip, working your hips, your back onto the mat. Align that spine as we align the spine. Let your feet rest on the mat and sway those legs from one side of the room to the opposite side. Only when you're ready, pull those knees into your chest, give yourself a nice little hug, and then find your final resting place of Shavasana. So extending those legs towards the tip top of the mat. And if you started with that bolster, maybe for you or even your blocks, you slide it underneath your hamstrings and in between those calves so that your knees have a place to rest. That's also very supportive if you have any issues or tenderness in your low back. Sometimes straight legs just doesn't feel good. You can also come into butterfly if you prefer. Arms down to your sides, full inhale through our nose. And we exhale, sigh it out. Give gratitude for the being you are, for these next few moments of rest, of rejuvenation, that nourishment for our mind, for our body, and for our soul. As you find that peace here, allow the love to radiate through your whole system. Let the breath be soft, natural, and unlabored. Bringing gentle awareness back into the space, back into the body. Begin by drawing that full breath in through your nose. Letting that breath go. Invite movement back into the body as you wiggle the fingers, the toes, your wrists, and ankles. And letting it go. Take that big good morning stretch. And release that breath. Rolling over towards your right side. Working your way into a comfortable seated position. And riding anywhere you'd like, facing anywhere you'd like. Bringing those hands into prayer and at your heart space. We'll draw a breath in. And we'll release that breath out. We bow to one another into the journey we've shared. The divine in me salutes, honors, and acknowledges the divine love and light in each of you. May you have a beautiful remainder of this day. From my heart to yours, namaste.